Welcome to the Fractured Families podcast. I'm Charity, your dedicated parental alienation coach, here to guide and support families as they navigate the challenges of high conflict divorces and custody battles. On this podcast, we'll share insights, practical strategies, and hope for those on the journey toward healing and justice. Whether you're personally experiencing these challenges or just want to learn more about the complexities of parental alienation and custody disputes, you're in the right place. You are not alone. This is the Fractured Families podcast, where every voice matters and every story is heard. And if you find my conversation helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us reach more families who need it. Hi, thanks for joining the Fractured Families podcast. I'm Charity, your host. I have with me Marcus, who's an alienated father. He was in a relationship and saw the ups and downs of the relationship, decided to walk away, and since then, the smear campaign has started. Flying monkeys have joined in, and he has not seen his children since last year. Marcus, thanks for joining the podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the relationship, what made you decide to move away, and then we'll talk about the alienation tactics.
Hi, I'm Marcus, and thank you for having me. Moving away from that relationship, all the people on her side, as far as family and friends, I started noticing different tactics with family members in the Merchant Marines, and just coming back home from the ship. It was always a tactic with questions. Oh, you're home. Oh, when you going back to work? We have 2 children, and I don't know why these questions was always being asked. It would be friends or family. All depends on what kind of holiday or during the time, if it was summer and get-togethers. At the same time, the relationship was falling because my time as a union member in the Merchant Marines, we're almost like our own boss. And once you get your time in for the year, you pretty much can be off. For an example, I got off the ship last year, 11/5, and didn't go back to work until April 6th of this year. So that's a lot of time where you can be active and co-parenting. But now I'm dealing with a non-conflicted co-parent that wants to keep the children away and start doing all the court stuff all over again, back and forth. Seems like the court system is the problem with the system that they run too. And this is in Washington State. I've dealt with 3 different attorneys. I've had to pay for attorney just to get more advice on contempt. I don't believe I need to take somebody 3 times to court for 3 contempts just to use their legislation on a Class C felony for parenting and alienating. I think that's a lot of energy and a lot of waste of time. I can't get that time back for the children and the best interest for them. But I have talking parents, which I think that's just a trap for money. The system that they have to use in court, it's great, but $27 a month without seeing your children and talking to someone that's being silent. The abuse by this, I think, is just overwhelming for any father or any parent to go through this. And this whole process is being done over the internet every day. Parents are fighting back and forth. Some court systems are different. A lot of coaching going on. Sometimes you lose your tracks, what you want to start with. I went down, as soon as I got back, down to the courthouse. I have papers that I need to get dismissed, and I'm just overwhelmed with trying to fill out this paperwork, because it's like these people are now, well, hey, you're back, starting to get to know me.
Right.
And that is weird when a clerk is saying, you're back off the ship. We are not friends.
Right.
This is not a smile in my face. And that's where I'm saying fathers that are dealing with this, not just only me in the Merchant Marine. I have like 4 guys that are going through this that I know.
It's way too common. It happens way too often. So let me ask you a question. When you were in the relationship, how was your relationship with the children when you were home?
It was fine. And there was some jealousy going on, Where y'all at? We're in Bellevue. Y'all couldn't wait until I get home? I'm not staying in the house all day with the children. that are running
Right.
around. It was fortunate that we had a daycare that didn't charge if they wasn't there. I was like, oh, cool. I've had months where I only paid no more than $300 for the children because that's the way they ran it, and I had more time with the children than her.
Yeah.
So
So you had a good relationship with the children when you were home, which in some periods of time could be months, then you got to bond with them. And then you decided you wanted to walk away from the relationship because of her behavior. How old were the kids at that point?
2 and 4.
Okay. And
Yep.
so her behavior started the minute you said you were done with the relationship.
It was kind of before I had to say I'm done, but all the love bombing, which I didn't know anything about, never even heard the word. I was like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
All that. He does this so well. Anything you want. It's your decision. Oh yeah, I like that. Well, you're in the relationship with people who are doing that. That is scary. Now that I know, and just having like the other people that were involved, like in 2023, she tried to bring me back to court for abuse of litigation because the truth of a narcissist, they don't want to be exposed. I know everything about you. I have everything and everything that you false accuse me of
Mhm.
on paper with your false allegations. So now you want to stop me for bringing you to court for anything, which that didn't work. The court, they're not allowing certain things because they know the law and they knew for a
Mhm.
fact someone coming in there with false allegations before that's on record. It was not going to work with commissioners. So at that time, the commissioners did not want to sign off on anything that she was trying to do. They moved it over back to family law. We ended up going to a family law judge. The judge been doing this for years. They CC'd me. Actually, her secretary called me, and I was on the ship, and I was on my coffee break, and I was happened to be in my stateroom, and I answered the phone. She said, "This is Pierce County calling to let you know that March 9th appointment for the hearing has moved. No commissioner wanted to rule on it. So what date you want?" Well, I don't want to change it because then she's going to accuse me of trying to have a continuance to do some kind of delay. Well, no, she's not in charge, sir. We are. I said, okay. Well, I talked to the children. She knows I'm on the ship because it's in records and talking parents because it records. She knows that I'm going to be gone 60 days and I'll be back May 2nd. Okay, let's just go for May 5th. I said, okay, May 5th. Both parties are going to be CC on this matter. I'll send you the email and it's in person, not Zoom. I said, okay. I show up there, get off the ship, still sent her a message in talking parents, trying to schedule the time for the children.
Right.
And I'm in phase 3. The kids were overnight on the weekends and stuff. We get in court. I show up there early. There's about 20 people in there and no sign of her yet. The phone rings in the courtroom. Secretary answers the phone. "Ma'am, both parties have been CC. Where are you?" "Yes, the other party's here." So I was like, oh, that's Amy. She's running late and then she's trying to manipulate the secretary.
Yeah.
I can hear her. I can hear it. When she said, no, both parties been CC, it's in person. Her question is, oh, I thought it probably was Zoom. No, you thought wrong. You knew. You thought I wasn't going to show up. You thought it was going to be a default. So you could say he didn't show up. She was hoping. So
So
she
what
showed
happened?
up. She showed up. Judge called us up. She started rambling off, trying to manipulate the judge, not staying on the case of the matter. She was bringing up stuff that had nothing to do with the jurisdiction. She was talking about administration hearing, which the judge said, "Ma'am, we're not here for that. You need to leave that down there." And I've heard enough. In my career, I've only had 2 abusive litigation, and this is not abusive litigation.
Hmm.
Because when I spoke, I stayed calm and collected and talked about the basis. And I also turned in one of her smeared campaigns of one
Hmm.
of her friends to show the judge. She's going to be all over the place. And the reason why none of the commissioner was going to rule over it, because she's turning in more than 12 pages and no one has time to read her story of the narrative that she's trying to present to everybody. So that's what she's getting and trying to play legal stuff which she doesn't know anything about how this family law stuff's going to work. She
Right.
thinks that she can just keep coming in court with these false allegations and all these stories that she want to come up with her that she only believes. So it didn't work because I told Judge Kiesel to start abuse litigation with the attorneys that I had and with me working, trying to co-parent with the mother. There were times where we had to ask for a continuance. There were times when the guardian litem had to ask for a continuance because mom decided to not follow the court order with the guardian ad litem, not responding on time, not letting her finish her interview that she was trying to do her report. Tactics was delaying the guardian ad litem. You don't want to upset the guardian ad litem because then she's going to really find out who parent is really being difficult. And she found that out when she actually had the time to do the interview with mom. She found out that mom was controlling, passive aggressive, jealousy. And I never filled out anything on the mom. I let all this stuff played out and let them see. I never filled out any description of the mom, all that paperwork, not putting any energy in it. I didn't fill out nothing. They will find out who this person is. I had numerous emails from the guardian. I don't have that paperwork. I'm sorry. I haven't had any time. We're going to have to just move on. So I left it at that. So the judge just said, I've already made my decision. I read this last night. It's not abuse of litigation. Any appeals, any emotions in my court only, restricted to my court. Well, that pissed mom off.
Of course. Yeah.
You don't want to piss off a narcissist.
No. They just put more fuel on the fire when that happens.
30 days went by, didn't see the kids.
And so
that was in
so
2023.
Okay, that was in 2023. So you separate in 2020.
Yep.
And then from 2020 to 2023, what was your parenting time with the children? Did you have any, or did she immediately withdraw them from you?
She did everything that she could because she's a social worker. Made sure that I had to go through. I needed to have visitation with someone else. So I had to pay for that.
Of course.
I'm like, oh my God. Well, she's going to find out who this person is too. So that happened in 2021 and then went into 2022, just trying to deal with the lawyers and stuff. Her lawyer, he was trying to be hard on me, but I knew his tactics too. My retainer ran out, so I was just being patient with the guardian ad litem still. I still had somebody representing the children, so I really didn't need to have attorney at the time. I'm paying for an apartment, and I'm just letting it play out. So her attorney started sending emails, never answered because it's costing her money. So I didn't respond. Then I saw that he called, so I picked up the phone, and he tried to manipulate me on the phone. I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, but that's not going to happen because the guardian ad litem is not finished with a report. So we can't go to mediation, and we can't talk about anything about parenting plans and all that. The guardian ad litem is going to give a report for the court, and her recommendation is going to be part of the parenting plan. If that doesn't work, but we can't go to mediation. You should stop running up your client's money, wasting time calling me because she's going to run out, And besides, nothing you're saying is going to matter right now because the guardian ad litem is in charge right now. You're not. You just need to take care of your client the best way you can, if that is what you're willing, and she cooperates with you. But I seriously doubt that's going to happen. You're going to find out too. And he didn't believe me. We went into mediation. The mediator was a male, former lawyer, and he was going back and forth. We were doing it on Zoom, and he was like, man, she's hard to deal with. I'm like, yeah, now you know. And we're only here for 4 hours, sir. So once the 4 hours is up, I'm done, I'm not going to keep giving you money. She don't have it either. So we need to move on, Then my lawyer's sitting there listening to what the mediator was talking about on the other side. And he was like, she's not going to do well on the stand. I was like, well, it's your job to navigate me through the court system. So I got to go back to work. So I don't even know if I'm going to be here. So "Oh, no, you're gonna be there." I was like, "All right, well, I'm just letting you know." So that court date came for the final order, and it was a committed intimacy relationship far as separation, and they got her on the stand. I was not there. I was in another country. I was on this ship. Yes, my lawyer got upset, but I was like, "Bro, you've already gotten your money, so the judge will understand. If he knows that I have a place to live, she has the kids, you can navigate for me." So he got her on the stand. He was texting me, telling me what was going on. We got Starlink, and he said mom was doing a lot of crying on the stand. I said, of course.
Yeah.
That's part of the system that she's trying to pursue with this judge. But he's not going to fall for that.
Yeah. She's
He's
got to be
not.
the victim.
She's playing the victim the minute she started sniffling. So he asked her, I said, I'm not worried about the house. She can have it. There ain't nobody moving around here in Washington with these prices on these houses. She's not winning nothing. I'm not winning nothing. She can have that house, and the child support and her working will pay for that house. It's for the kids. I'm not worried about the house. What you need to worry about is anything that she's going to come in with those false allegations that I gave you. You just hit her with that. Okay, she don't know that's coming. Hit her with it. You know how to word that in lawyer terms where that judge understands what you're talking about. And this is where her lawyer is going to get trapped. Trust me, I know. Because she likes to tell some lies. She wants to be in front of everybody thinking that that mask is going to never come off. And it did in court. He asked her about the 401k. Going back to 2020, during COVID, I got home in February off the ship. And with the bundle of money in the merchant marines and with her income, I'm allowed to stay home a lot. So I just was doing relief jobs, 60 days. So I got back in February of 2020. Didn't know anything about COVID. And it didn't hit probably until like March. Everybody, she had changed jobs. She's a licensed social worker. She went to be closer to home at the hospital, but she was a new hire. So she was doing discharges. So at the time, no one was coming in the hospital and no one was leaving. So
Right.
all the new hires, "Oh, we don't need you. No one's getting discharged." So she got let go. That's what she told. I really didn't understand why that fast of a let go. I would think that you, with your background, they would need you. So she came home. I'm outside with the kids. She drove up, and I'm like, "Off early today?" No. And then I seen these, these fake tears coming, I'm like, "What is wrong with you, Amy? Like, you got out of the car and you wasn't emotional, but now you are. What's going on?" "I got let go. I don't want to talk about it right now." "Well, you got let go, then you don't want to talk about it?" "All right. Well, it's okay. I'm being a family person. It's okay. Hey, the kids' daycare are closed. Maybe we can go somewhere. I don't want to sit around here. But the other third party is her older boy. She has an older son, and his father lives around the corner on the other side, which is fine. So we didn't go anywhere. So from March until August, we're home together until I had to go back on the ship. But during that time, we worked together on certain things because of COVID. It was like, we're not going to be going shopping. They don't want nobody going anywhere. Might as well pay this credit card off. Don't need to close it. So we did that, yard work and all that. But in August, going towards the holidays, I already had told her in the beginning of the year that I wanted to go home for Christmas with the children, but not going for no week. You can take off and take leave without pay, because I'm not going all the way to Charleston just for no week.
Right.
If that's all the time you got on the books, or you can go for a week with us, and then just go back home, or come and enjoy the time. Who knows how long this COVID stuff's going to last. So far as finance, I'm always trying to make sure everything was done at the first of the month. So there was no problem with that. But when you're dealing with someone that always want to interrupt your time and having fun, that's when everything started. I had to start noticing things. One example, like important things like mail. I bought a mailbox thing, you know. Most homes have that.
Right.
So it's not on the counter, scattered or might get thrown away. Now here's all the interruptions. Like, hey, did I get this in the mail? Like, how long has this been on the counter? Like, why don't you use that mailbox thing I got? Like, it's separated from yours and mine. I don't really have a lot. So why is this stuff mixed in on the counter? Like, you just throw stuff on the counter unorganized. Why are you doing this? Like, you want me to forget about a bill and be late on something? Oh, that was one of her things that she would do. Because the more that everything is taken care of, there ain't nothing being interrupted.
Right. Yes.
As far as financial.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can go do this, we can do that. But that's not her element.
Mhm.
So my element would be in Charleston, South Carolina. There's beaches, the kids can run around.
Yeah.
There's something to do every day. There's not no rain. It's not gloomy. There's something to
Mhm.
do. There's a lot of family and friends. But she saw that. And then that's where she didn't have that supply there.
She would have been alone. She didn't have her flying monkeys around her.
She couldn't put on that fake mask. And talking with friends, my buddy, real close in Charleston, he's in the Coast Guard, and he was stationed back in Charleston. He had contacted me. He said, hey, what y'all doing? What y'all do today? Oh, we was on King Street, man. He was like, oh, what y'all doing King Street? King Street's like a lot of shopping and old buildings and stuff in
Mhm.
Charleston where everybody, you know, College of Charleston's there, the Citadel, and it's more college area downtown and with the tourists too. And we were there. This is 2019. That's some other stuff that I didn't think that was going to happen. That was bringing to the light. He asked how did it go. I was like, man, we're just walking. You know, I had to scroll on. You know, I'm talking and doing the family thing. You know, Mia was sleeping. Tatum, you know, he's running. I was real active, and he's like seeing things that his eyes haven't seen before. Because being in daycare and sister just started walking, you know, he's excited, you know, he's
Mhm.
outside,
Yeah.
different climate of weather. And I noticed that she was falling back, not like beside me. When we were walking, I'm like, hey, what's going on? You all right? I didn't know if
Mhm.
you heard what I was saying. I was talking about the store I used to work at. Oh, yeah, you said, yeah, what did I say? What did you say? Yeah, I thought you were paying attention. Banana Republic. I used to work there during the holidays. We should go over there because you forgot your slides. They might have some. They always had like a sale going on.
Mhm.
So we walk in there to Banana Republic, and I seen my old boss, and she saw me when we walked in. She was like, Marcus. I was like, oh, Sandy. Oh my God, what's up? And look at these beautiful children. You know, Charleston is very social, and they have the hospitality, just all manners of that, like real high. Like they don't get off track too when they just see someone else. Immediately, she gave her attention
Mhm.
and didn't make it about just the children or me. She made it, and who are you? Hi, I'm Sandy. You know, the kids are beautiful, and
Mhm.
how's everything going, you know, as far as, you know, being a mother and stuff. And she, you know, made her feel comfortable. And I was started saying, Sandy, I can't believe you're still here. She was like, yes, 30 years. I was
Wow.
like, oh my God, Sandy. I was like, these are your college days. She's like, yeah, I never left. I was like, you have kids too? Married? She's like, yeah. I was like, jeez. I said, I can't wait to tell Clevin. Because Clevin worked there too when he
Mhm.
went to the College of Charleston. And I was like, well, we just stopped in and I'm going to see, because she didn't bring any, she forgot her slides. So I'm going to see if you got any cute little sandal. Well, let me go get the kids, you know. They're running around in the store. And so I got the kids, and, you know, Sandy's like, yeah, get them because they're going to tear it up. But that's just how Charleston is. It don't matter what culture you is. We just, no sugarcoating in Charleston,
Right.
straight up. And
Yeah.
Sandy was like, yeah. She like went from doing the introduction to straight, yeah, get them kids.
Put a stop on that.
Don't mess up these sales in here.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, you know, I was telling her, I was like, "Man, ain't nobody around in Charleston sugarcoating that." And
So
and
did
and
she
and
not
I
enjoy it? Was she not I mean, she wasn't having a good time?
just like Clevin said, "You should have never took her on King Street. That
Mm,
ain't her element."
yeah.
There's beautiful people in Charleston. I don't care what culture you are,
Mhm.
it's there in Charleston if you've never been there.
Was she
People go
jealous?
there. That's what the, guardian litem said. She hit it right on the nose. This is
Yeah,
why I didn't fill out any paperwork. I let
yeah.
these people figure out who this person is on their own.
So, let's go back to 2023. Judge says, "I'm done. I've had it. I know what's going on." So, what happens after that? Do you end up seeing the kids at all after that? Or she just
No,
continued to make it difficult?
her tactic was waiting because she knew I had the apartment to pay for. So she'd be withholding the kids, waiting for me to go back to work. And Seattle's high. She's talking 2 bedroom, 2,200.
Mhm.
The
Oh, yeah.
mortgage on the
Yeah.
mortgage on the house is 2 grand.
Yep.
So that's two people working, paying 4,000
Mhm.
something a month.
Mhm.
And I'm not even in that department. I got this brand new apartment. It was a new complex built. Everything's brand new. Good location, clean environment. And once she found out that address, more to the fire. The kids had a pool to go to.
Right. She doesn't want that. She wants you
She
to
don't
she
want
wants
she don't
right.
want that noise coming back. Mommy,
Yep.
daddy took us to the pool. Mommy,
Mhm.
daddy did it. She don't want
Mhm.
none of that.
No. She wants them to say they're miserable so that she can say, "See, they're unhappy with him. He shouldn't have time with them because they're not happy. He doesn't do anything.
Well,
He lives in a bad neighborhood." But you couldn't say that.
couldn't say that. So the neighborhood, I was like, okay, the neighborhood's gonna make her mad. Anything I did that was perfect, I wasn't having any problems. I did what the court said. They want to see that you have a home and
Mhm.
stuff, that the kids are safe and all this.
Right.
All right, lawyer, I'll do what you're saying. But I don't know how long that's gonna last. So I did that for 2.5 years with the apartment. And then I finally, when she didn't answer after the court date, because I knew she was mad that she didn't
Mhm.
get what she want from that family law
So,
judge.
when was the last time you saw the kids?
Last year in February, and 2 phone calls. That's it. All that's on Talking Parents recorded. That's
So
it.
what happens next? I mean, you had this great relationship. You're active, involved father. She's jealous, insecure, and wants you to fail. And then so she stops giving you time with the kids. What happens now, Marcus?
Well, she keeps bringing me back to court. So her other tactic is she's doing a restraining order. She's one of those. Every year she does a restraining order, and I let her keep doing it. I also played a game. I brought an attorney. So I was out of 5 grand last year in November, and I'm still trying to be active with the children and talking parents. All this stuff is going to add up and show that what parent is not capable of doing in
Hmm.
the best interest of the children.
Right.
So she's falling in all these traps, and she doesn't know that I'm keeping track on everything because she can't keep up. She don't understand false allegations that are being recorded on minutes. All I got to do is go down and get them and show proof. I don't know why my attorney didn't reject, but she played the game and let her just fall in the trap of, you signed that paper on a perjury and then you did lie. She told that judge in her declaration that I was following her to work. I'm like, I was on the ship and then I was off the ship, and I was in Oakland for almost 2 weeks trying to get fit for duty. And then she's don't understand that I brought you to court in March on the 18th trying to get you contempt for the first
Right.
time. And I told the commissioner when she asked, when are you going back to work, sir? I said, I was supposed to go back to work. And I was actually going to be here in Washington on a ship downtown where I would have more time with the children
Hmm.
because I don't have to work on the weekend. But I would be getting less
Hmm.
and she would be getting less far as what I have to pay for child support, but I would be here. But now I had to give that job up because her taxes with her public defender is asking for a continuance when she doesn't have anything. She can't
Hmm.
alter anything in talking parents.
Hmm.
And when I said that, I was like, I got to trap again because I know once I tell the commissioner, she can't alter anything on Talking Parents. She tried that before, bringing stuff that wasn't clear and printed from Talking Parents and missing pages. I said, she's already done that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's hearing me. She's right there hearing me tell what she's doing. I told the commissioner, she can't alter nothing in Talking Parents. What is she going to say? And why is her public defender trying to talk about something else? In ex parte, it tells her that she cannot talk about anything else, only this case. But you're allowing this. And I told the commissioner, you're not supposed to be practicing law behind that bench.
What did he say?
No, it's a female.
Oh, what did she say?
She just looked at me.
They do whatever they want. They don't care. There's no consequences.
I know she don't care what I was saying, but she knew I was right.
Yeah, of course she does. They know they're right. They know that what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care.
Yeah. Trying to make a judgment when you can't do that.
Yeah.
So she let them ask for, she gave them the continuance. I was like, she don't need no continuance, Commissioner. And
This is just a strategy. It's just her strategy to drag it out further.
Yeah, and then she said, if you had an attorney, I would let you have a continue. I say, she don't have no attorney. She's not even paying for this. This is wasted tax money here on her. Mr. Hughie. See, you answer my question by saying my name. You know I'm right. Because she up there saying that she was, I forgot what word she used in the declaration, so she can get a public defender, trying to say she's poor.
They'll use any strategy any tactic to make themselves look like a victim.
Yeah.
So that the people look and say, oh, she needs this and he doesn't support, he doesn't help, he doesn't want to find her the opportunity to be successful. But they don't realize that that's what you're doing. You're trying to be a role in your children's life. You're trying to help her live her life by taking time with your children so she can do her things. But she doesn't want it to look like that. She wants you to be a deadbeat that you're not, but she's painting you that way.
Is she trying to?
Yep.
You would think somebody would need a break.
Well, I mean, you're the children's father. You should have an active role in their life. If you're a healthy, loving parent and the courts can see that, then why? Because there's profit. They profit off of this chaos in the courtroom.
Oh, yeah. I know that. That's why when I'm going back to this year, that's why I have been doing what I have to do to break up all this time that she is going to try to paint where the court can see documents. She has no evidence of what I'm doing anyways. So I'm going to present my evidence to show that this has been going on with my job before I met her and before the children. These are things that were shared before when we started a relationship. She knows this stuff, but she's going to tell you she doesn't know, which doesn't make any sense. But that has nothing to do with the children right now. What happens to do with the children when I go to work and what I have to do to provide for them, as far as my job, making sure all my documents are up to date so I can go to work for myself and pay her child support. She knows all this stuff.
Of course she does.
So that's the thing I have to do, when I'm not seeing the children. Well, Your Honor, I needed to get this credential renewed. She wasn't going to hand the kids over. You can see in November, she brings me to court. I'm asking for the kids and Talking Parents after she brings me to court. I'm not spending a lot of energy being mad that she's bringing me to court. That's her wasting her time. She ain't wasting mine. I could do this all day, go to court all day and just let her come down here and waste time. I'm at peace. She's not. You can't see that? She is all over the place. All the monkeys that she had, they're gone. Back to their regular life. She tried that with Judge Kiesel. I had to bring one of those monkey papers out. Show that she just lies about everything. She had the audacity to tell the court with her friend writing. She stated, and this is another person that's in the social, she does social work. Saying that, I remember when Amy bought her car for her kids. Of
course, it's always their kids. Yeah.
He didn't even have insurance on her car. I go, oh my God. So you trying to say I'm going to let her drive around without Precious kids without any insurance on the car? Really? Just you trying to paint that I'm not financially stable to put money so everybody can be safe. Well,
Well, they
I
use
had,
they talk about the most ridiculous things too. Anything to make you look
yeah,
bad. It's like the most ridiculous. Our daughter ran across the street in this where there's no cars in front of our house. He's a bad parent.
they come up,
Okay,
they come up with so much
everything.
stuff.
Yes.
But I had the documents, Geico, any insurance that has an email, you can just type anything in your little box and
Marcus, thank you. Thank you so much for being a guest on the Fractured Families podcast. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Fractured Families podcast. I hope our conversation has provided you with support, understanding, and actionable insights to help you navigate your own family challenges. Remember, healing is a journey, and reaching out for help is a sign of strength. You're not alone. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more families in need. You can contact me on social media at Parental Alienation is Real and visit our website for additional resources and ways to get involved. Stay strong, stay connected, and keep fighting for the family bonds that matter most. Until next time, take care and stay resilient.